If your Gmail inbox is always in a state of chaos or important emails keep slipping through the cracks, then allow me to share the key concept that allowed me to regain control of my inbox and transform my relationship with my email. Stay tuned to the end to discover how Gmail lies to you, and we'll have you back on top of your inbox in just a few minutes. A lot of people don't really understand email, and so we don't handle them properly. The mistake is to think of email in the way we would think of a letter we would receive in the mail or a piece of paper that needs processing. For example, in an office setting, each employee might have their own paper tray or physical inbox. Mail might get placed in the inbox, but after an initial glance, it might get relocated to a different paper tray. One tray might be labeled action or urgent for letters that require action to be taken. Another tray might be your outbox for when it's time for a letter to be mailed or forwarded to the relevant party. But you may also have had a tray labeled archive if it was time for a document to move to long-term storage. The key thing to notice here is that each document can only be in one location at a time, and it has to be somewhere. This is all well and good, but the trouble comes from the fact that this is not at all how things work in the digital world. And yet, it's often still how we think about our email. For email, we sometimes want to have different folders for different purposes. Inbox, important, drafts, receipts. And we often think about moving an email to one of these folders as if they're simply the digital version of paper trays. However, that isn't really doing justice to what's going on. And unlike physical mail, an email doesn't have to be in one of those locations, and it can be in more than one of them. So here's a better way to think about email. Instead of imagining your email arrives into your inbox, instead imagine that there is no inbox per se, rather it just simply arrives. But it has a sticker on it, and the sticker or tag says inbox. When we click on the inbox button in our Gmail accounts, we see all the emails that happen to have that inbox sticker on it. Notice that any given email might possess multiple different stickers, or as Gmail refers to them, labels. And we can add as many of these labels as we want to each email. Each sticker or label in Gmail corresponds to a different labeled view available in the sidebar. So while you might be tempted to think of these as folders, Gmail is actually being pretty intentional by referring to them as labels. If you star an email, you simply add that star sticker or label to that email. Then, when you click on Starred in the sidebar, you'll filter through all your emails to find only the ones with that star label. Notice that some of your starred emails may or may not also have an inbox sticker. One single email thread might be tagged with all sorts of labels. This leads me to one of the most important ideas in this video, archiving. In Gmail, archiving simply means that we're removing the inbox sticker. The email will still possess all of the other labels it has, which means that if you tap on any of those labels from the sidebar, your email will still show up there, even if you've already archived it. Plus, every email you have, no matter what, will always be visible in all mail unless you actually delete the email. The practical next steps are to start archiving and unsubscribing from as many emails as possible. While you're viewing an email, you can archive it by looking for the archive button at the top, or from your inbox, select the emails you wish to archive and then archive multiple emails at once by tapping on the archive button. If you're looking at an email and you know immediately it needs to be archived, then archive it immediately. I love the Ohio principle, OHIO. It stands for only handle it once. To do this quickly on your iPhone, on the go, open the Gmail app. I prefer it over the stock Mail app, and you can swipe left on any email to archive it quickly. Ultimately, we're aiming to have a completely empty inbox, but if your Gmail inbox is already completely overrun, then a better first step might be to hit the reset button by archiving all our emails at the beginning. On your computer, find the checkbox above your inbox and select it. That will select all the conversations on this page, but to select all conversations in your inbox, we'll want to tap on this blue text that pops up and select all the conversations. And then tap the archive button. It will prompt you to confirm you're about to take a bulk action and press OK. You can see I get a confirmation message here saying it might take a few minutes to apply this to the remaining conversations, or you can just do it a few more times to archive your remaining emails immediately. By the way, if you love using tech like this to dial in your productivity, then you might want to check out the free guide to the top 3 apps for optimizing your morning routine. You can check that out via the link in the description below. Now that our inbox is empty, if I want, I can still access those emails. Remember, we didn't delete them, we archived them, and those are very different things. I can see them if I tap on all mail, Or if I search for anything, that searches all mail. Or if I tap on any of the labels, that will also cut across all my email. Which leads me to the issue I have with the Move To button. You'll see I have one email in my inbox, and if I use the Move To button to move it to action, it kind of moves it to action. It's no longer in my inbox, it's now in my action label. But if I use the same button to move it back to my inbox, well, now it's viewable from my inbox and from my action label, and it was always visible from my starred label because that never changed. So in my opinion, the Move To button is a bit of a misnomer. We're talking about relabeling. The button does different things in different contexts, and it never truly moves an email. You may also struggle with your inbox because you've subscribed to too many email lists. Now that our inbox is empty, the next time you check it, you may see a handful of emails from companies you hope to unsubscribe to. And now your job is to immediately unsubscribe to a few, not all, but archive the rest. You'll be amazed how quickly you stem the tide of promotional emails. With that said, if you're particularly keen to quickly get your email subscriptions under control, you can do it like this. Go to your inbox, or since we've already archived most of our emails, we can go to all mail. Then don't actually click on any email, but just slowly hover over them, and you may notice that many of the emails actually present you with an unsubscribe button. You can simply click on it to unsubscribe. Not every email will do this, so you may have to do it the old-fashioned way by clicking on the email, scrolling down, find the small text that says unsubscribe, and then follow the prompts from there. Now that you've learned how to take back control of your Gmail inbox, be sure to check out my video on my 5 favorite Chrome extensions for staying focused. And if you want to discover the best apps to fine-tune your morning routine, don't forget to grab the free guide from the description below. And remember, you might be just a few small changes away from making optimal feel effortless. So why struggle? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.